Hi, it's time for another weekly walk around the garden. It is September the 23rd. So this is what things look like when the nights are getting cooler. 40s, high 40s probably. I think the coldest we've gotten so far has been 45. But lots of 40s at night and 60s, 50s, 60s during the day. All right, let's walk and have a look. Daylilies are looking very rough this point in the season. I do not do a lot of cut, pack, and grooming in the fall. The Rudbeckia is also looking rough. But overall, I'm still happy with the amount of blooms I have. I have the hydrangeas are putting on their very deep pink color. Starting to die off a little bit. You'll see some brown peeking through, especially on that one that's closest to the front door. These are lavender that I planted from seed in I don't know, maybe March. They're doing really well. Really impressed with, that's Munstead lavender. Never would have dreamt that you could grow it so easily from seed, and that it would grow so big the first year. Not flowering this year, but still very impressive. That is the best dahlia this year. That is Joey Morella. The candy corns are still struggling. If they don't take off next year, if they don't do better, they're coming out. I have two of them, and they both look rough. And that one, this is the second year, so I don't know. We'll see. The blue kazoo spirea is doing fine there. But lots of blooms. And the verbena bonariensis still going strong. Still have the cantaloupe, supreme cantaloupe coneflowers still blooming. Getting a couple more blooms on this one. This is Joey Winnie. Dahlia. They're a beautiful bloom, but I thought maybe they would replace Linda's baby, but not in my opinion. It does look like there is something wrong with it, though. I do wonder if it does have spider mites. The leaves don't look too healthy. It does kind of look like it has spider mite potential. But I don't see any on there. I don't know if that's a thing, if you can see them or not. But I do have a couple of blooms. There are a couple of buds there and a bloom. Another Joey Winnie. I think there was, no, maybe there was only 2 tubers I planted. The gold colored also looks like it might have a little spider mite damage on the leaves. I don't know. That's only like the second bloom for that one. This bed though is pretty full, so I will probably always put some dahlias in here. But next year I'm going to do all the same. And I'm not quite sure which one I'll pick. I'm kind of thinking about maybe a single dahlia. We'll see. I really like the ball dahlias. Who knows? I have already started shopping for next year though. Here's the other candy corn. Just not really holding its own there. That sedum is though, looking pretty nice. Couple buds, believe it or not, on this horrible looking daylily. Queen of Sweden rose. I have ordered a couple more David Austin roses since I had such a good year. Best rose year ever. It's kind of funny because I go through phases where I'm like, I'm not doing these roses anymore. We're too cold. They don't do well. We're zone 4B. And then I have a year like this year and I'll probably go crazy again this winter. I don't know. We will see. Hydrangea's still blooming on the inside garden. Looking pretty healthy. We got pink and blue and purple. We got all the shades. I had some incredible, you can see I've been digging around in there in the Lamium. I had some incredible hydrangeas in there that I've moved. So I'll show you where I moved them to. Have some new blooms here on the roses. Buds, I guess, really, not blooms. Same thing here. Not sure, second or third flush. My amaryllis is blooming. Hardy hibiscus. I still have a gladiola blooming back there. That laced up elderberry just keeps getting taller. It was underneath this at the beginning of the season. So it's grown, oh, probably a good 4 feet here this season. I wish in a way it had a little bit more of a contrasting color. It was planted before we redid the house, and when we went with the darker color, it kind of gets lost in the color a little bit. But I love that leaf texture, and especially right next to the hydrangea. Yep. It'll stay. Window box still doing very well. Even with the cool nights. The hostas are looking rough. They're just about done with their season. I've stopped pinching the coleus and letting it go to flower because we're getting close to the end of the season. Back down the path. Not sure if I pointed this out in the last tour that we did. I put a Green Mountain boxwood there to kind of carry on the theme of that one there. And I needed something here. I wasn't crazy about it at first because I felt like it made that corner too bare. But we'll see. It's growing on me. Need an evergreen interest too. I do have these tater tot arborvitaes there. So again, all the hostas are looking kind of rough. Lots of holes. Just overall dying off. This vanilla strawberry has got a lot more blooms that are turning brown on it. Just reaching the end of its season. It is so tall. That vanilla strawberry's gotta be, I don't know, 12 feet tall at least. I don't know. I don't know how high the house is, but it's up there. Might even be, I don't know, maybe 16 feet. I don't know how high a house is, but it's high. Took the banana out, and we actually took it inside. My adult children want me to try to overwinter it in the house. They thought it would be cool. So we have taken it in. We're going to get some grow light. I'm going to get a grow lamp for it that's tall enough. Not that it's that tall. It isn't even as tall as I am, and I'm 5'2". So we'll see. In its place, I've planted some more Japanese anemones. Honoré Joubert, white, because I really am enjoying and loving the ones on the side of the house. So I want the white blooms there on the front of the house. This is a limelight hydrangea, so it's a little bit slower to bloom, and therefore the blooms aren't quite as far along as the vanilla strawberry. Transplanted. I took a bunch of stuff out of here. I think I pointed it out in the last tour. Irises. It was just really kind of busy. I transplanted some Brunnera. And I transplanted 3 Patriot hostas underneath the tree there. And this one looks really rough. Looks like I planted a bunch of sticks. We'll see next year when it comes back. If it comes back. However, I have never killed a hosta. They're pretty hardy. In fact, I have one that is behind that peony underneath that window box that I dug up because I didn't like where it was. And as you'll know, these Patriot hostas are not my favorite. I don't know why. They're just not. So there's one behind there. And I just dug it up and tossed it behind there. And it survived. It rooted in and it lives back there. The Nepeta still going strong. I cut back that salvia and it's coming back. I didn't cut it back because I wanted it to flush back. It just looked so horrible that I was tired of looking at it. I also have some lemony lace. I have 3 of them in there too. I'm looking for a middle layer there. Still planning on moving that daylily, but I haven't done it yet. Everything's getting over. Those are Morton Blush roses that I stopped trimming I stopped deadheading because they need to know that winter's coming, and that's one way when they develop rose hips. Plus, we've had another flush of Japanese beetles. You gotta love them. Planted some more Japanese anemones back there. Not the Honoré Joubert. I planted a light pink summer something, I believe. And then a gold smoke bush. It's just a little tiny thing, so it'll probably be quite some time before we actually see it over that probably 4-foot hosta. Evening rose, hardy hibiscus still blooming. There's the Honoré Joubert. Love them. They're just so white, clean, crisp, and then they have that yellow center with the green. Beautiful. And I love the buds, and they stand out beautifully against the dark house. Love them. And they supposedly can spread, but man, I would love it if they spread. Just a little bit, anyway. Be fine by me. Nice, healthy, lemony lace there. Doesn't have much chartreuse color. Probably not getting enough sun, especially this time of year. I did end up planting that Pisces pungens, the blues, weeping blue spruce there. I've taken out some of my containers out of the flower beds. We're gonna have to rethink that next year. Nice Mr. Bowling Ball there. It's huge. And then a gold arborvitae behind it that takes forever to grow. Transplanted that just to the yard. It is a serviceberry, Autumn Brilliance serviceberry, that, as you can see, was not loving life in its old home. It was behind the dappled willow. So I don't know if the dappled willow was stealing all of the water from it. Not quite sure what its problem was, but we'll see. We'll see if it likes life there. We won't know really till next year. Side bed. Our Lisianthus are finally blooming. They definitely do look like a rose. I'm not sure what color that is. They were just leftover seeds I had from like 2 years ago. Lots of buds. We still have some blooming snapdragons. The storm hardy hibiscus is blooming. This is what I mean by the resurgence of the Japanese beetles. They are all in the roses. This rose, excuse me, in particular, they make a rosebud look so ugly. Look at them. They're just like stacked on each other. Ugh. I would be more aggressive with them if this season wasn't just about over for us. Chives are still blooming. Honeysuckle is still blooming. Helenium is still blooming. This is a new occurrence in the bed. This is Picea abies pendula. That is a 3-gallon size So it's a couple feet tall. It's a weeping Serbian spruce, I believe. I'd have to look it up. Still happy with how we cleaned out that dappled willow. That Autumn Brilliance serviceberry was right behind it back there on that corner, so I don't know. Need to reshape this garden bed, but I can't seem to get the line of it right. So that's another vanilla strawberry. I see the Japanese beetles are all over my Lady of Shalott. But there's no real buds on that right now. Coneflowers, they're going over. Here's another new occurrence. I picked up a bunch of mostly 1 gallon conifers from Conifer Kingdom. I really like the quality that they send out. Their packaging, everything is top notch with them. So I find conifers a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. And I try planting them. I say I struggle. I've planted probably 30 of them. And I've only lost like 4 so far, but I think at this point I'm almost like started a collection. Love them. That one is the, let me see if I can get to it here. Get to that name tag. I know it's juniper. It is Skyrocket. And I have a big one. That's a 1 gallon. I do have a 5 gallon of that on the way. Should get here Monday. So I had these iris there. So I switched. I put the Skyrocket blue juniper there and moved the iris over here. Probably too close to that 9 bark, but we'll see. That 9 bark just keeps shooting up. It doesn't really seem to arch much. So I don't know. Japanese anemones falling in love sweetly. They're still looking a little bit rough because they were transplanted. I actually stuck my containers from the thing in the chicken coop so that they could clean them out for me and scratch up the dirt, and I'll dump that dirt right in the chicken coop so that, because that dirt will need to be refurbished. It'll need all new dirt next year. Nothing new here. This stick I have right there is where I think I'm going to plant that large Skyrocket juniper. So that's what I do. I put that stick in there so I can try to envision the tree there. The smoke bush is still doing well down in there. It's the dark one. So we'll see. It's probably going to take a couple years before they get up over the plants that they're behind. Asheville Encore sending up another scape. Some more blooms. Beautiful. Some more hardy hibiscus. The sweet autumn clematis. This is where I took out the container, and that rose there was growing in the 9 bark, so I moved it out. We'll see. Not much roots came with it. So I didn't want to cut it. I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't want it to think that it should start growing. I don't know. We'll see. That Sunseeker's watermelon coneflower has been so adorable all year. It's had those 3 flowers on there for I don't know how long. Oh, it's got to be over a month. It's like this little bouquet of flowers. Love it. Love, love, love it. There is an evergreen that's not looking good, and that, in my opinion, is a pricey one. For me, it's pricey. Ugh. It's not completely brown. Now, I moved it. I did. I transplanted it, and it was in complete shade, and I didn't think about the fact that it was going from total shade to total sun. So, I don't know. We'll just kind of have to wait it out and see. It is, I can't remember the name of it. The tag is on there. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the tag. There it is. It's Formannic. Picea abies Formannic. It's a Norway, weeping Norway spruce. I love weeping trees. I really need to get a weeping willow. But around here they can be so fragile, kind of, with storms. I don't know. But I have so many weeping trees. That's probably my number one thing I buy on from Conifer Kingdom, and I'm not sponsored. It are the weeping. I literally go to that category and look to see what my next weeping tree is going to be. But I need them to live. And that's all me. They send me perfectly healthy, beautiful specimens. I just grow by trial and error. So I suppose it is better that I start with the 1 gallons. It's cheaper to lose a 1 gallon than a 3 gallon, which that is. That was a 3 gallon. Weeping Norway spruce. Sweet autumn clematis still looking beautiful. Still have bobo hydrangea blooming, and we still have the cone flowers. I'm really liking this Midnight Wine Shine, I believe is what it's called, Weigela. And I'm not a huge Weigela fan because they don't seem to do real well. We have clay. But that one is doing well, and I really love the color, so I think I'm going to get some more of them. Need to move this dianthus over with the other 2. They're too far apart. And then put a little swoop of those, because those are small. Planted some tidbit hydrangeas. Is it Surefire tidbit? Planted 5 of them here, and they're looking a little wilty. Wonder if I need to water them again. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those. Here's the incredible that I transplanted. There's one there. I transplanted 3 of them. There's one there, and one there. I want them to be the middle, part of the middle layer under this river birch, which I absolutely love. Love the peeling bark. And it's like a peach colored peeling bark. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, hopefully those, maybe it's firelight tidbits. Hydrangeas. That one actually looks like it's sunburnt a little bit, so maybe. I don't know. Hopefully they do all right. I need them to get rooted in before the weather changes. The sage, being sage. The Cornell bronze dahlia, looking beautiful with the sweet autumn clematis. I think that's definitely a repeat. Not the Cornell bronze, because I don't overwinter my dahlias. I know some people probably find that offensive, but I treat them more like annuals. So I'll do a different color here that will look just as nice. But I think on the bottom, instead of doing my petunias that I do from seed, I will try maybe a Supertunia Vista of some color. Something to match, something that'll go nicely with the new color that I choose of bald dahlia for that container. But I'm loving, that's going to be a repeat. It'll just be different colors. And eventually I would like all of these to meet, and I want to get another sweet autumn clematis for there. And then I would love to have that whole fence be covered with that sweet autumn clematis. All right, on quickly here to the side of the house. Nothing new, just to keep you updated. This sweet autumn clematis I have here on the side of the house is blooming. This is the west side of the house, west facing. So we have that. We have some seedlings. We have the Niagara Falls grass. This is a new Rose of Sharon, but I think it's just getting its fall color. We do have a spirea there that seems to be doing well. Bobos here have some blooms. It's Toby. Yeah, so everything seems to be doing well in this new bed. We'll walk over here. The apple trees. This is another strawberry vanilla. A viburnum, but I don't know which one. A yew that started to kind of try to die on me, but seems to have stopped. Seems to have bounced back. Part of the problem was like I say, I put those fertilizer spikes too close to the roots. And I burned and killed some of my trees. There's the apple trees that I planted this year. Another yew. Some of them, so I didn't have enough fertilizer spikes, thankfully. So some of them didn't get taken out by me. I don't know what this is. I transplanted it from somewhere because I thought it was a tree, but I don't even know if it's a tree and what kind it is. I have some salvia here, 3 of them. This is spirea that it does look like it's coming back, but then I thought the candy corn was coming back. This one got dug up by the dog because I like to plant with biotone, but the dogs like it too, so they tend to dig them up, so I can't really use the biotone in my plantings. I see that there was something digging over here. So there you have it. And I didn't even use biotone. That rose is not looking good. I transplanted it. There's a rose. Is it a Binderella? I got one there, and one there. There's 3 of them. They're pink. This is a new Proven Winners Reminiscent Pink. It seems to be doing the best out of all of them over here, but it wasn't transplanted. That's supposed to be Edge of Night. That one's kind of frustrating. It doesn't seem to do a lot. All right. It's another evergreen down there that I almost killed with the fertilizer spike. We'll take a quick look at that one. That was one that was on the porch. So I have replanted it. Well, I don't know how long ago. So it still doesn't look great. It's another Norway spruce, gold drift. So it doesn't look great. But that's all previous dead. So hopefully it roots in nicely, and next spring when it comes back, hopefully it gets some new growth on it. I don't know, we'll see. You can follow along with me. We'll see how it goes. I do have some more conifers coming. I have 3 more coming. No, 4 more coming. So we'll see. All right. That is it for our tour this week. I hope you all have a great week. Thanks for liking and subscribing and following along with my hobby. I appreciate it. Have a great week. Bye.